So I noticed last time for my learning journal, learning journal 2, I actually did the the lesson for learning journal 3. So I did last week's learning journal for this week, and so now I'm going to do this week's learning journal for last week, if that makes sense. Hopefully it makes sense. So I'm going to be talking about Sarah, because I didn't do that last time. I just noticed that, and I wanted to hit and touch up on that. Hopefully this is okay. It catches myself up on everything, but I just wanted to go through what Sarah is. Starting with S, the Sarah model. Starting with S, it's scanning. Scanning, identify, reoccurring problems or issues of concern within something. You can also do, prioritizing those problems, develop goals, what you need to do. I mean, all that is part of scanning the situation, scanning what you need to do with everything. You can select problems here, you can, select problems there, and then you can really look into those so you can find, better examinations, better content within each one of those things. The A in Sarah stands for analysis, the first A. And you know what analysis is? You really need to focus on the problem at hand. Analyze what's going on, identify, understanding the events. Identifying relevant data and collect it and put it into something so you have it. It's not just blank. You have an idea. I really like what it says. It says narrowing the scope. I feel like that's perfect when you're trying to analyze something. Everyone has these big ideas, but you need to narrow it to what the problem really is, what the situation really gives you, and then get a hypothesis out of it. You gotta start doing that. R in Sarah stands for response. What's a response? You gotta eliminate the problem, reduce the problem. Deal with the problem in a better way. All of this is part of response. You can brainstorm new ideas, carry out planned activities. All this is part of that response. Assessment, the last A in Sarah. Assessment is, evaluating the effectiveness of the research, of what you're doing. Determining whether the plan was actually implemented, whether you actually did it, or whether it was just, you kind of winged it. All of this is important when dealing with this. Conducting ongoing assessments to, ensure continued effectiveness. I mean, this is what we need to do. This is what an assessment is. It's taking accountability for yourself on your research, whether you did the steps that you need to come to that conclusion. That goes for any model. Honestly, this is perfect. I really like Sarah. It was really interesting reading about it, but that's what I have for this week.